That's no moon. For continuity, I kept up these 4 windows just to remind everybody that I am doing Windows stuff today to make Levinux more bulletproof in the Windows environment. And I went so far as to make sure that the end-of-line encodings would in fact get messed up on an attempt to do a git pull and a run of Levinux. So now we have msys freshly installed, which is the bash shell, shall we say, for Windows. The much smaller version than Cygwin, a more popular version, but I don't need all of Cygwin. I've gotten used to msys over the years with some other work I've done, and it's a much more conservative approach. And if I do an ls, you can see I already did a pull of the Pipulate project, and let me open up that location. You can see the folders to Pipulate there, and I will do another git pull or git clone, https://github.com/github/mclevin/Levinux. No super bad jokes. Anyway, it's pulling it down. This is about 100 megs it's going to come down, even though Levinux is like only 20 megabytes on the compressed zip final distribution. I might rebase Levinux to get rid of this extra file bloat in the future. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about why something is going to break when I attempt to run Levinux. I actually have a grasp on and understand the issues now, which is good. And I had done some work earlier this week which fixed something in the recipe building process. You'll remember there is a recipe file. Let's see. Where's that open in the window? Is that a option? No. And Shift. There we go. So I have 2 Explorer windows so that I can kind of show you what's going on here. Levinux is designed to pull over a recipe that's located in the top level of the server folder. Now, if you were to edit this on a Windows machine, let's see, there's edit, there should just be edit. Well, it's not showing edit because it's not recognizing it, but if I were to run Notepad, drop this into there. If I were to edit this and save it, in fact, let me do that. Control S for save. I'll just do an extra save here to make sure. That would have broken Levinux in the past if you happen to have, well, even if you downloaded the zip and unarchived that would have broken it because it would have inserted carriage returns at the end. But you'll see, I run it now. It's the first time I'm running it on this virtual machine, so I have to unblock any attempts to get stuff off the net, because it does in fact get some stuff off the net on its first build, specifically drop bear for SSH and BusyBox web server for web page hosting. This is the typical startup for tiny core Linux that you're seeing here. And everything about Levinux is tiny core up until that moment you see the recipe get copied over and start to be executed. You'll see that in just a moment. There, the recipe was copied over. Now it's executing the recipe, and it's doing it successfully, okay? But it will not be able to run the menu coming up there. Those are the errors on the menu, and it ends you right at a login prompt. Now you could log in, TC, password is foo, and I can do an ls, and I will show you where things broke. If I were to vi recipe all would look good. That's because I've built in some code in, I'll show you where it is. VI-opt/bootsync.sh. I have this line right here that replaces, it strips out line feeds from the file I just pulled over and makes it into a standard Unix script again that can be executed. But that is not done. You'll notice the lack of control M's at the end of these lines. I'm going to quit out, and then I'm going to look at the file where it is a problem, vi/etc/rc.local, which is the menu program. See these little control M's at the end? That is an artifact of a text file being copied over from Windows. Let's fix that. This is all in the spirit of making Levinux bulletproof on Windows environments. So first of all, I want to log in from a command line so that I have copy and paste, because you can't copy and paste out of these QEMU windows. So that's SSH TC at localhost port 2222. It's my first time doing this from this virtual machine, so it'll challenge me for a key exchange initially, to which I'll answer yes, and then I'll, oh, it might not even have been able to run. Very interesting. I don't think it even got to the point where it ran drop bear. Make a fool out of me. Control C out of that. We're going to fix this in a more fundamental way. Clear, go through my command history. The place where you can see the fix is bootsync. So I'm going to move that up here. Now remember, I don't have copy and paste right now, so I'm going to bring Notepad back up for a second, and I'm going to copy that solution over here. tr-d single quote /r single quote back arrow /home/tc/recip.sh space -r/recip.sh. Oh no, I'm now looking at the wrong line. I looked back up. Yeah, did that a little bit wrong. ip.sh /home/tc/recipe.sh. Okay, so what this is doing is it's using the tr command, and it's stripping out the carriage returns from this file and outputting it to this file, and then on the next line I actually remove it. But this is the part that I need to fix the problem. Now I'm going to just nuke the whole Levinux session, which is totally okay to do because Tiny Core Linux runs in this extremely incorruptible format, and even so we can always just use the reset facility of Levinux to reset the whole thing. But now what I need to do is edit the recipe. Oh yeah, we need another, oh, it's probably still open there somewhere, isn't it? So that's the last video. That's what we need there. We need another notepad. We need to drop recipe.sh into that, which is in here. Okay, so now we're editing the recipe. Now I find rc.local. And this will now be the fix. I'm going to use my, my standard convention of copying it over without the first letter to just always remind myself that it's incomplete. It's just one step from being complete. And then this line is going to go under here, but instead of home tc recip, it's going to be etc slash local rc.loca, and then it's going to output it to that same location, but of course with a trailing L, and that will have the effect now of stripping all the carriage returns out of it. And then the next line is going to be removal of the file we don't need anymore. That's rm space slash etc slash rc.loca, and I save. I'll save right from here. And now when I do a git status, let's see, ls cd Levinux git status, you'll see a whole bunch of stuff has changed. It knows that that recipe file I just edited changed, but also the 3 files that represent the drives of Levinux. And that's where a reset comes into the picture. Reset from Windows. Bam! See that home-backup.qcal that appeared? Now if I do a git status, only the recipe file has changed. This is what I do prior to any push back up to GitHub. But I will just go ahead and run Levinux, pipulate Levinux. And unlike last time where it couldn't get to the menu, if I implemented this correctly, it should be able to build that menu. Now, I'm not totally out of the woods yet because there's also the script that builds this into a Python server called python.sh. But for the sake of this video, if we get to the menu, it is successful. And I'll do a git commit and a git push, even though it's letting the Windows line returns get in. Here's the moment of truth. Well, no. First, it's going to get dropped there. This is still executing the recipe. It's about to hand control over to rc.local to run the menu. Drum roll, please. Taking longer than usual to get some of these files over. Oh, maybe not. Maybe that is the command that I had just inserted. Could I have gotten it wrong? Could there be permission issues? It's far too, and it just sort of exited, so something clearly went wrong. Run Notepad, double check my work. I did not like something there. Now you see how I'm using the sudo command here so many times? I might not have the elevated privileges I need to do this sort of stuff. So first of all, I double check that my tr command is right. tr-d /r from files et.rc.loca, which it, okay, let's see. Yeah, it's getting RC local here. It's dropping it in there. As I'm going to guess that this is all related to permissions. So we'll just go sudo save, just to make sure. I'll keep this open this time. Can't be too certain. You don't need to really see it though. And then I'll do a reset. Server. Oops. Oh, I was in the right directory. Reset from Windows. Pipulate. Sorry to make you sit through this again, but hey, it's honest. This is my process on updating Levinux. And as you can see, I'm always balancing so many different factors to keep this magic cocktail mix of stuff running. And this is one that has, perpetually tripped me up whenever it came to doing stuff with Windows. Anytime I edited a file on the Windows host side of things, it would mess up this process, and I want to get it out of there once and for all. Not only for my benefit, but when the vast majority of people trying this, kicking the tires of Levinux out there, voila, successful. When people out there are doing this on Windows, because that's one of the biggest platforms you want to, get off of Windows, from Windows, you can freely experiment with Levinux and customize it to your own liking without messing it up every time you edit a text file. So as you can see, I added a little fun text here. You can run it yourself to see what that is. That only comes up on the first time the server is built. If I were to quit and run it again, that yellow would go away. But you can see that is a huge success. So I do a git status. Now this is really crazy now. I could keep this running. Okay, standard error.text. Those are things that are output. But the crazy part is if I do a reset while it's running, those drives are gone. I'm going to just do a clear and do a git status again so that you can see. Oh, well, home and qcal still show modified. So I will quit. There might be a file lock. I hate losing the pointer. Okay, now we do a reset. Reset from Windows. Clear. Git status. Only the recipe is changed, and it's changed in the way that was desirable. So we do git commit am stripping CRs from rc.local for better Windows robustness, robust, R-O-B-U-S-T. Oh, please tell Git who we are. Fatal, unable to git config global user.email 11@gmail.com. Git config global space username Mike 11. Now we'll do that git commit again. Git push. Voila, and it got pushed up, and let's see, I guess I can confirm that here. Levinux, and stripping carriage returns from RC logo for better Windows robustness. There you have it. Thanks for joining me. Hope to talk to you soon, and don't forget to subscribe.